Hello and welcome to today's video. This is my April TBR video where we will be playing my Snakes and Ladders TBR game to figure out what we're gonna read during the month of April. I do have quite a fun project planned for April. I'm not sure how I'm gonna mesh together yet, and I am also hoping to take part in the spring equinox Orilium magical readathon during April, so there are 2 prompts that I need to fulfill for that as well. So yeah, I will talk about that at the end. I know I have one book. The only book that I can use for one of the prompts is City of Brass, which I purchased especially for this because I had no other books. I'll talk about it properly at the end, but essentially I need to try and get this on the Snakes and Ladders TBR as well because it's quite chunky. So yeah, I'm gonna do Snakes and Ladders, then do the Orilium Readathon, and then talk about my extended reading plans for April and what I'm thinking of doing, and kind of ask what the best way to do it is as well, because I know what I want to do during April but I don't know how I want to present it. So yeah, that's the plan. Let's just get rolling, I guess. Quick overview of the game. This is my Snakes and Ladders TBR board. Each of the coloured squares is linked to a type of prompt card. The pink square, for instance, links to a genre card. So if you land on pink, that's not even pink I'm pointing to, this one's pink. If you were to land on pink, you'd then pick up the genre card that was on the top of the pile, and whatever genre is on the back you'd do. Yeah, we'll go through it as we talk about it. If you have never watched this type of game before, I will have my January one linked up above. I'll go through all of the rules in detail in that, but essentially it's just Snakes and Ladders, but we get prompts from each square rather than just working our way around the board. Yeah, it's pretty simple, and you should catch on as we start doing the rolls. So yeah, let's not spend any more time on that, let's just get into it. Okay, so we ended off last month on number 96. So at least for the first roll we're safe, we're not going to hit any snakes, we're all good. So let's do roll number 1, and that is a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is pink. Pink is genre-ish, and the first prompt is sci-fi. Okay, that one is a nice and easy one to do. Okay, so roll number 1 we landed on genre-ish, and for that we got sci-fi. Yeah, quite an easy one to do actually. This month the books that I'd already kind of like set to the side that I want to look at and do, there's quite a bit of sci-fi there. The one I'm picking for this prompt of sci-fi is A Psalm for the Wild Built. I've heard many good things about this and I really want to like read it, really want to know more. I am not going to read the synopsis. All I know about this is humans and robots used to live together. A long time ago they separated, went their separate ways, and we are picking up this story many years later when a robot travels back to see the humans and asks, what do you need? I think it explores how if you ask different people what do you need or what do people need, different people have different answers and stuff like that. And I've heard that it's very good, very heartwarming, very nice, and I think this is like either a duology or a trilogy. So yeah, really excited about this one, really want to give it a go, and that's what I plan to do. Okay, roll number 2. That is that a 1? Yeah, that's a 1. So we're just going to move up to number 3, which is purple. Purple is visual, and the prompt is bird on cover. Okay, I don't think we've had that prompt before. I'm really hoping that one of the books I want to read this month has a bird on the cover. Okay, so then roll number 2, we landed on visual, so this is essentially a visual, and the visual that we're trying to hit is bird on the cover. Now, this is my TBR game, so I'm counting this. This isn't cheating because I make up the rules, but I'm aware it's not exactly what I meant when I wrote the prompt. So I'm going for A Study in Scarlet by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. This is the first Sherlock book that you should read if you're reading it in the order that many people say that you should online. And the edition I've got, it is a Penguin English Library edition, and it has the Penguin logo on the front. So yeah, there's a bird on the cover, like a penguin's a bird, there's a bird on the cover. I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna go with it. I know very little about this, I just know I essentially have purchased this because I always keep my eyes open in charity shops, and I've ended up owning quite a few of the Sherlock books, but none of the ones that I already owned were ones that you could start with, so I decided to pick this one up and like order it online and went out my way to get it. So that is the book I'm going to read for prompt number 2. Roll number 3. That is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's blue. So we've got game and got random colour generator. So what that means is I'll go on a random colour generator, it'll select a colour, and then the cover of the book needs to have that colour on it. Okay, so roll number 3, we've got game, and the game is random colour generator. This basically just means that you load a random colour generator and pick the colour. So I went on, I think it's called like randomcolour.com or something like that, I don't know. I haven't got my phone on me, but I just went on the website and took a screenshot. I'll insert the screenshot here. Now, it's really difficult to tell on screen to the book what is best. So I picked 2 books for this. I think one of these 2 will be a decent match. So I'm going to pick them both. They're both super short, so I'm not worried about not getting to them. But I really can't tell like what sort of bluey turquoisey, bluey green it is. So hopefully you can see. Maybe when I'm editing it'll be easier to tell, but just putting these on top of my phone I couldn't tell very well. So either for this prompt, one or both of these will fulfill it, and that is Binti Home. This is the 2nd book of the Binti series. I read the first book a couple of months ago now, absolutely loved it, so wanted to get round to reading the second one. So that is my hope, that is what I want to do. In book 1 we follow Binti, who it's very difficult to explain because it's only about 90 pages, and what it tells you on the back doesn't really tell you what's happening, but essentially it's set in space. We spend a lot of book 1 on a ship, and although it's set in space and we meet lots of different people, aliens, whatever you want to say, a lot of it is just about working together and seeing the differences and the similarities between different people or aliens, or however to word it. I don't know how to word it. And then we have Fina or Fina. I'm really still not sure how to pronounce this. I've heard it pronounced both ways basically, so I do need to go and like find a interview with the author or something so that I can see how they pronounce it, because obviously they're going to pronounce it correctly. So hopefully I can find an interview with the author about this book and figure that out. But yeah, this is a multi-dimensional story where 2 minimum wage employees are going through the multiverse to track down an elderly customer who slips through a portal. I don't know, it sounds weird, it sounds wacky, it sounds like it's going to be a fun time. I'm very intrigued and I'm very excited. So, there we go. Roll number 4 is a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is orange, which is type, and the type prompt is a new series. That's just start a new series. Okay, so roll number 4 we got type, and for type we've got new series, and for this one, this is where I'm gonna get City of Brass in. This is the first book in a new series. I think it's called Daevabad series, Daevabad trilogy, something like that. I expected book 1 of the Daevabad trilogy. There we go, it says it on the inside. So yeah, I'm gonna pick this one. I know basically next to nothing about it. The reason I've purchased this book was for the prompt, and it sounded interesting. Takes place in 18th century Cairo. It includes gin, which is I've never really read about gin. They really intrigue me, and I've been interested in multiple books that have gin in them, but never actually got around to reading any of them, so I'm really intrigued about that. It will be a very new experience in how they're depicted and how they're shown, so that's exciting. And yeah, that's it really. I don't want to get too much into the back, I don't want to know too much. I like going in pretty blind, but I'm really excited. Loads of people love this, so I want to see where I fall on that, and hopefully I'll love it too and have found another series to read. Okay, I'm going to rush through these last 2 rolls because my battery is about to die. But roll number 5 is a 3. 1, 2, 3. That is pink. Pink is genre-ish again. We have already had one of these, and the genre is magical realism. Magical realism for prompt number 5. Then role number 5, we've got genre-ish again, and that is magical realism. Now, I have picked for this another new series I want to start. But that is Every Heart a Doorway. This is the first book in the Wayward Children series. So really intrigued about this. All I really know about it is it's a portal fantasy, or it delves into portal fantasies. Essentially the trope of like people going through a portal, going to a new world, going to like their perfect world is quite a common thing that you see. But this series and these books are more about what happens when you get back from that portal world and how to deal with that. I know very little about this, but I've heard so many people like rave about this, and it seems like it will be right up my alley. It seems like something that I'll really enjoy, so yeah, hopefully I do. Sorry that the descriptions have been very limited this month. There's just a lot of books that I want to go in very blind, so yeah, oh well. I'm pretty sure we can't land on a snake, so hopefully this is the final roll. Roll number 6. A 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is purple, which is visual again, and that is person on the cover. Okay, very nice. That is the prompt for roll number 6. Okay, and then roll number 6, which is also the final roll. Luckily, we didn't hit any snakes at all during this round, but roll number 6 was visual, and that was person on the cover. Now for this, I've decided to pick up Comfort Me with Apples. You can very clearly see the person on the cover, it's the person's face. I'm really intrigued and interested to read this. It's like a tiny little horror novella by Tor. I heard a lot about this about a year ago, but unfortunately within hearing a lot about it, I got spoilt for the big twist. So it wasn't a priority. I didn't prioritise reading it because I'd been spoilt for the big twist. However, since then I've recommended it to my boyfriend and like gave him the synopsis without the big twist reveal, and he sat and read it in an entire evening. So that tells me I'm probably going to enjoy it. So I hope I do. But yeah, I'm really intrigued by this. I don't know what to tell you because I don't want to potentially spoil anyone. I'll just read like the first paragraph of the little synopsis that we've got. Sophia was made for him, her perfect husband. She can feel it in her bones. He is perfect. Their home together in Arcadia Gardens is perfect. Everything is perfect. And that's like pretty much all I think you're meant to know going in. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm aware that it's risky for me to choose this and decide to still read this even knowing the twist, because I do feel like not having that reveal, not having that pivotal moment in it where I'm like, oh, it's all going to click together now. I'm aware that that could affect my enjoyment of it and it could lower the way that I enjoy this book, but I'm hoping that it won't. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't. So those are the 7 books. I only actually need to read 6 of these because obviously 2 of them are like potential ones for the one prompt. I just don't know how to pick it between them right now, and I'm probably going to read both of them anyway. So yeah, those are the books that were picked for the April TBR game this month. I'm really interested, really intrigued by all of them. The only one I'm kind of scared of is City of Brass, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Let's first of all now talk about my reading plans for the Orilium Readathon. So I've decided for the, oh well, first of all, if you don't know what I'm on about, this is a readathon hosted by G from Book Roast. I will link the video in the description. If you've got no idea what I'm on about, I'm not going to go into explaining it. So yeah, if you want to join in, go to that video. But yeah, basically I decided I'm going to try and be a herbologist. So for spring I only have 2 prompts to fulfill, and then in August when that one comes around I'll only have 4. I've done that very tactfully because I am struggling to join in with readathons lately with also having my TBR game. So I've gone for one with the least amount of prompts that I need to fulfill basically. That still interested me, that still sounded interesting and like something I wanted to actually do. So yeah, herbologists work for that. So I need to take part in alchemy, and restoration. Those are the two like classes that I need to do. So alchemy is to read a book with a metal in the name. So obviously brass is a metal, hence I've got City of Brass. So yeah, that is the book that I'm going to fulfill for that prompt. The other prompt I need to fulfill is for restoration, and that says close eyes, shuffle and point. So what I'm going to do for this, up above my desk I've got books that I've picked out that I would like to get to within April. They haven't made it onto the official TBR, but I would still really like to get to them, so I've put them over there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick you up. Oh, there we go. We're going to go over to the desk. These are the two piles of the books. Can you see them? Okay, I'm going to close my eyes and pick this one. Whatever my finger's touching now is the one I'm picking. I will pull it out. I don't know what it is. It is Sweet Mystery of Life. Okay, I will try my best with this one. This is one that I picked up free in like a little book exchange, and it is one that I have potential not to like, so I'm not the most excited about this, but that will be the book that I try and read for the restoration prompt for the readathon. So yeah, that's the second book picked. Okay, so sitting back down now, you probably noticed when I was picking the books over there that there are a lot of very tiny books over there, and I don't normally take books off of these TBR shelves behind me. These shelves that I sit in front of for my TBR videos are my TBR shelves. Every single book on here I want to read, I need to read. The reason I've picked all those books off is all because they are very short books, and very short books that I can like read straight away. I don't need to read others in series, so like you might still sort of spot some behind me that look short. They're probably not over there because I'd need to read other books before them. Essentially, my final reading plan I want to talk about is in April. I am going to attempt to read 30 books in 30 days. I don't really know why I want to attempt this, I think I just do. And I also have a lot of short books, I have a lot of reading I want to do. I don't prioritise short books. I also want to get ahead of my reading goal. Yeah, I don't know, it's a goal I'm setting myself. I'm going to try my best in April to read 30 books in 30 days. I'm not committing to any other books than the ones that I've already committed to in this video. I could read all of them that are up there. I could try and read some that are on here. I've just picked out the really short ones, so if I'm struggling in a particular day, I can go over there and just pick one that I should be able to read within a few hours. But yeah, in April, I'm going to try and read 30 books in 30 days. Now, here comes a part where, like, I don't know how to present this. I'm not going to be, like, vlogging this. I don't know whether to not worry about doing it at all, and in my April wrap-up, just talk about it. Just talk about the books as if it didn't happen. Or my other thought is to film my April wrap-up as the month is moving along. So, essentially, on the 1st of April, I will hopefully read and finish a book, maybe 2 or 3 to get ahead, just in case. But yeah, on the 1st of April, finish a book, to then pick up my camera, record my thoughts about that, and just put that aside for the April wrap-up, and have my April wrap-up be like an accumulation of all of the books read, but me film that straight after reading it. I think that might be how I do it, because obviously 30 books is also a lot to talk about, but also a lot to remember. Like, a lot of these books are very small and tiny. I don't know how much I'm going to get out of them. I don't know what I'm going to think of them. But yeah, basically, if you have any thoughts or feelings towards that, if you think one would be better than the other, just do my wrap up as normal and just say at the start I read however many books I end up managing to read, or to make it into more of a every time I finish a book, sit down and talk about it and just put that all into one video. I'm not really sure. So yeah, let me know down below what you think. But that is officially it for today's video. Those are all the books, those are all the thoughts, those are all the plans. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Please do give it a like if you did like it. Subscribe down below if you'd like to see more content like this, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!